Well, hello. We've had a major early development in the game. I guess that we're somewhere probably around the 100th turn in, so the first century of the conflict, the goblins came out in raiding. Now, for fun, I put an entire force of heroes there and one over there. And there were 6 heroes there, and the goblins attacked with a force of around 20 some and just got lucky and wiped them out and only lost a goblin. Well, the Goblin King was getting good reinforcements and some success, so he massed the rest of his main forces over there, pulled out some reserves, and he attacked the humans right here. And the humans did not have enough to defend, so they pulled back and joined these humans over there, and they attacked. And the humans were just slightly inferior in force. Now, the way initiative rolls is these guys rolled a 6 and these guys rolled a 1. And that gave the goblins 3 attacks. And the goblins annihilated the humans. I mean, absolutely. Now, as it stands now, the forces of humanity are going to have to get real creative. You can see the dwarves over here have started to... Now, the dwarves, that's basically all the reinforcements they've got. The dice have hated the dwarves, which is one of the things that's causing the good side a problem, because the dwarves didn't get crud for reinforcements. I mean, the dice just hated them. And the dice did not hate the goblins. So the goblins got lucky. In reality, it should have been a bloodbath to where both sides were decimated and limp off with their tail between their legs. But early, through a wonderful battle, our little goblin leader over here has managed to break through. And as it stands now, the human forces are divided. What was left of their guys that faced them are over here, but this basically leaves his backfield of 3 open to them. And as it sits right now, they could possibly take all of their bases. Now, of course, there are spare bases out here. You know, the dwarves can give them that base or spare up one over here. So as long as blue has a counter right now, he will be in a game. But yes, as it stands right now, the goblins are in a position to gut humanity. Humanity, around 100 years into the game, is facing a dark hour, and they're going to gather their forces as best they can. You can see over here there's some stuff to gather. You know, the dwarves, of course, are going to help them, but the problem is while they gather this force, it depends on what the goblins strategically decide to do. Do they decide to take out these bases or fight one big battle? Now, that's going to be iffy, and I'll leave that probability up to the dice. When I do these, I don't just always decide myself. I think of what the probabilities would be, and then many times when I have conflicting ideas on it, I will let the dice decide when I'm playtesting these. That way it simulates a human being playing it. But yes, it looks like that it's dry mouth time for the humans, because, you know, they could mount, but it all depends on the goblins. If the goblins actually waste their time killing all these other guys, they might be able to get enough force to defeat the goblins. But if the goblins save their reinforcements, because in this game set rules, what I'm going to do is normally you have your home base in my other ones, and that's where all your units start. But the advantage to the Fantasyland, if you hold a base for a round, you can just go ahead and put your units there. And so the goblins will be able to reinforce there, where in my other games they would have to actually move them from a central area to there. So if the goblins actually decide to stand pat and let them get all of their forces together to face them, that could be bad. Or if the goblins just leave a token force here, Now, thinking about it, that will probably be their best strategy. If they just left a token force and then just hit them in the teeth. And they do have a leader over here. So that'll be a little bit up to the dice. So there's 3 paths. So we'll see what the goblins and the humans do. Now the elves have managed to get a little force. There was 1 hero over there, and the elves just took it. You know, well, it cost them a unit of high elves, but they got rid of the hero that was there to take that position, because now both of them could put forces there to reinforce this. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. Now, they did have the option of going straight forward and trying to gut the elves. And I actually put that on a 1 to 4. But it chose the 5 to 6 option of pushing in here to humanity. Because, of course, securing his flank would be extremely desirable. And that's what he's gone with. And it's a dark day for humanity, and the Goblin Wars have begun. Now, any questions or comments, please put below.